Well, there is 22-year-old Mikaele RAVALACA of Fiji. His opponent, just 19 years of age. And that is Haymanot ZEWDU of Ethiopia.
Round one.
This is action in the men's 60-kilogram lightweight division. Contest between boxers from Fiji and Ethiopia. The tattooed figure who has come out shooting that overhand right out of his crouch is Mikaele RAVALACA, and that's a thunderous overhand right that completely disrupts the boxing stance of Haymanot ZEWDU of Ethiopia. He part of a 5-man boxing team from the East African nation. As for RAVALACA, he the sole representative of the Pacific Island. So ZEWDU seeking to get to work with his jab. No stranger to the World Championship stage. RAVALACA, and is having real success with that backhand. In the 2023 edition of the World Championships, he competed at 57 kilograms. He was eliminated by Spain's estimable Samuel Carmona.
No slapping.
So just looking to push his way into range off the back foot behind a jab. Here's RAVALACA. Counter right hand not too far away from RAVALACA. Feinting over that front foot is ZEWDU, but he's not really putting much purpose behind his punches at this point. And I'm not quite sure he's got the respect of RAVALACA. Can he put a little more pop on his punches to serve as a deterrent? As another right hand disrupts his boxing stance. He's got it back beneath him after just tottering backwards, trying to put clusters together, but his accuracy will have to improve. Just 19 years of age, remember. Big stage on which to compete. Slapping left hand from RAVALACA lands on the forearm. And again, he's not really getting much body into those shots, so they are literally arm punches coming from ZEWDU. Little more than love taps into the body and arms of RAVALACA. Good right hand over the top to conclude the round from RAVALACA. And he has surely done enough to take that opening 3 minutes of boxing. Some of the action from that opening round. Clean sweep of the cards for RAVALACA. 5 scores of 10-9 return.
Round two.
So moving to the second round, Feinting just on the edge of range. The stare down broken by ZEWDU. RAVALACA just not taking his feet with him as he attempted to close the distance behind that combination. Switching southpaw now is ZEWDU. He's back in the orthodox stance. He was out of range when he switched his feet like that. It's not something he wants to do when within distance of a heavy hitting opponent like RAVALACA. So RAVALACA looking to tuck up behind the Philly shell while on the ropes, but it's a big body he's got to try and protect behind those shoulders and forearms. And look at the encouragement, his comparative passivity in this second round is inspiring inside ZEWDU, because he was on the front foot and backing up his more experienced opponent towards the perimeter of the boxing ring. Here he's looking to do the same thing once again. Remember, he did concede the opening round unanimously, and credit to him for trying to change things. But I'm not quite sure the tactics that are being implemented by RAVALACA here, showing that he's cool under fire, but going from the ropes to the corner, inviting pressure, trying to employ the Philly shell and tuck up behind his shoulders. But he's just bringing ZEWDU right into the contest. Nice defensive movements in the pocket to evade that incoming fire for the most part. There's a good right hand to the body from RAVALACA. Good right cross landed by the man in red. And you get the sense that he's trying to lay a trap here, make ZEWDU so comfortable, forget about what that he may forget about what's coming back. And then he uncoiled a counter right hand as he attempted to do there, but he just got tagged by a left hook, and ZEWDU growing in confidence by the second. And then RAVALACA was forced to stand and fight. He's breathing through a mouth that's open. Is he feeling the pace? It's a muscular frame he's got to carry around the boxing ring. And look at ZEWDU look to work him over to both head and body as he's pinned near his own corner. Well, I suggested he may be playing possum as he takes another left hook. Then he comes back landing with the forearms, and ZEWDU well within his rights to keep digging away down to the body as RAVALACA was holding on. Now I wonder, is RAVALACA feeling the pace here? I suggested he may have been playing possum and trying to lay a trap, but in doing so, he has brought ZEWDU right into this contest. The man's confidence was coursing through his veins right before our very eyes. And he started to get busy and work the man over. And then he clipped him with a left hook while he was near the ropes. That caused him to become really disorganized. There it was, hand caught in the strands. Like Larry Holmes against Mike Tyson. Now, he can't punch like Mike Tyson, so he wasn't able to take him out. But a really strange tactical approach from my perspective for the experienced man to be employed by the experienced man from Fiji. And it's a clean sweep of the cards from ZEWDU. He is right back in it after a magnificent response. And so it is all square, 19 points apiece for all 5 judges with 3 minutes remaining.
Yes. Third and final round.
So we move into the third and final round in a contest where the balance of power has shifted completely, because in the first round it was the experienced figure of Mikaele RAVALACA of Fiji who took it unanimously, and then in the second round he elected to go on the back foot, seek refuge near the ropes and in corners of the boxing ring. I suggested he may have been trying to lure in the man ZEWDU from Ethiopia, and he took full advantage, but then RAVALACA just falling apart before our very eyes, and ZEWDU landed a cracking left hook that caused RAVALACA to become disorganized. There he's looking for a right hand over the top, and I wonder, does he have the energy inside that frame to let his hands go consistently? You see, he's putting his store into big singles, and again, You go ahead, ZEWDU, and work the body while the man's trying to wrap you up around the back of the neck. And ZEWDU, only 19 years of age, remember, in the biggest contest of his life on the grandest stage of all, and he's acquitting himself magnificently against an experienced, accomplished operator who brings professional experience to the ring, remember. An 8-fight pro who lost one in his debut before rattling off 7 straight wins. His last pro outing was as recently as November, just last month. And has he switched back to the comparative sprint, to the 3-round format, just made him a little uncomfortable. Speculation, of course. But he's finding a spirited and determined opponent from Ethiopia in front of him, who lands another right hook, left hook, which just causes him to go backwards towards the ropes once again. And he's looking threatening, is RAVALACA, but he's not doing very much at all. He's got that right hand locked and loaded, pulled the trigger, but it was easily evaded by ZEWDU. And ZEWDU slapping shots to drive RAVALACA backwards. RAVALACA seeking to re-establish the balance of power by uncoiling a right cross. Oh, what a left hook by ZEWDU! And then follows up by a right hand. Finding himself trapped in the ropes once again is RAVALACA. Right uppercut, left hook is a eye-catching combination from him. But ZEWDU burgeoning with belief here now in the closing seconds of this third and final round. Creeping forwards, looking threatening is RAVALACA, and again all of his store into a home run overhand right. It was off the mark and inaccurate, and ZEWDU on the 10-second clapper, continuing the pursuit of his man, burrowing away to the body downstairs, and ZEWDU punching right up until the final bell. And look at the body language of RAVALACA. It's a good thing he doesn't have far to walk back to that red corner, because I'm not sure he would have made it without assistance. But this man fought fantastically in rounds 2 and 3, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the judges score the contest, because for what it's worth, I happen to think that the man in blue did enough to take the third round. And if he has done that to overturn a unanimous concession of round number 1, well, that is a magnificent performance indeed. And look at the body language as he makes his way to center ring, because fighters know, boxers know, and he must have the sense that he got the better of the final 6 minutes here. And it's taking an awful long time for RAVALACA to be degloved. And look at the manner in which he makes his way to center ring. These are going to be interesting scorecards. I happen to think the man in blue has done enough. What say the scoring judges?
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing
and he has done it!
Ethiopia.
The team sensation from Ethiopia has overturned a 10-9 concession of the first round across the board to eliminate the professional boxer and man who competed in Tashkent, Uzbekistan 2 years ago on the biggest stage of his life. ZEWDU grew in confidence the more we got into the contest. He made life uncomfortable for RAVALACA in the second round. He maintained that momentum in the third and has come out as a unanimous point decision victor, taking rounds 2 and 3 for all 5 scoring judges, and he goes through to the round of 16. That is one of the performances of the championships for my money, because 19-year-old Haymanot ZEWDU came here with very limited international experience, and he has turned the tables against a more experienced man to box and fight his way through to the round of 16.